Hi, it's Karen and Archer, and welcome back to my studio again today. Today we're just going to do a quick tips over waste not, want not, and just a little bit of history on that. The first recorded in 1772 in a letter to Alexander Clark, John Wesley wrote, "He will waste nothing, but he must want nothing." So that old quote of waste not, want not, it's been around for a long time. I grew up by it, so let me give you a little tip today about it. We're going to go over recycling Gamsol. So in the video, I'll give you some tips. When you get to the point where your Gamsol has been used so much, you get this really murky, muddy look to it. So we're going to show you how to reuse that. Another thing I've learned, especially with the Gamsol and the liquid original, there's a very strong odor, and when I'm in this closed environment here, it actually does bother me. I'll walk away with a little bit of an upset stomach, a little lightheaded. So I did get on Amazon. I do crack the door now, and I got a little clip-on fan to help reduce that. Just make sure you stay ventilated when you use these products. And as you're painting, anytime you can put the lid back on your Gamsol, by all means do it. Cut down on that contact of that ventilation and keep the fresh air as much as possible. So let's give it a go. Okay, we're going to reuse Gamsol. I have Gamsol in here that is in my jar. I want to shake it. I do keep my my brush wash of Gamsol in an extra bucket because I'm a little messy. Catch anything that I slosh out. So we're just going to shake this up to get all the paint settlements off the bottom of my brush cleaning jar. I have an old Gamsol container. I put used on there. Funnel so I can get it back into the original container. After I shake it pretty good, I'm just going to pour the Gamsol, used Gamsol, back in the jar. On it. You can see how it looks like muddy water, but as this settles and sits, all the paint pigment will go to the bottom. Feel a big difference between new Gamsol, which is real clear, versus how this has the paint pigments all mixed in it. So we're going to set that aside and let that settle. Now I just go in and wipe out and clean up the rest of the paint out of my jar. Inside the jar there is a spring in there to wash the brush hairs up against to get it clean. So I'm just going to kind of move that best I can to the side and wipe out my jar. Now I don't use any soap or water on this. I just wipe it out best I can. To get the jar cleaned up. Wipe out the lid. I'll even go ahead and wipe out my funnel so it's cleaned up for next time. Okay, this is the new Gamsol. This is the Gamsol that's used and it had been sitting. You can see from here is where the pigments have settled, and the rest of this you can reuse. And this is the Gamsol that's used that I just poured in there, so all the pigments of the paint is still mixed up in it, where these have had time to settle, so you can reuse this top part of the Gamsol by just pouring it off the top. Okay, we have the clean jar. This is about as clean as my jar gets. There is scratches from the spring, so I've tried to clean it up the best I can for you so you can see. I really don't even get it really this clean. I just wipe out, and the bottom of it, of course, will have like that mud. It almost looks like clay, watery clay. You just wipe it out best you can with a paper towel, of course, like we did. This is the Gamsol that the pigments are settled, so this is what we're going to reuse. And I'm going to pour it and let you see how clean it actually looks. It really does look pretty clean. Of course, it's not as clear as the new Gamsol. And you can pour off as much as you want. You just want to make sure you try to keep from stirring up the settlements at the bottom. You can see how much cleaner the Gamsol is when you reuse it. And don't forget to have your gloves on. Thanks for joining me for that quick waste not, what not tip today. And don't forget to support my channel by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing. Until next time, keep painting.